Hi everyone, we are team Off the Record. I'm Shabina and I have Rohit, Shalini and Sadamini. We're here to present a case on EpiPen drug price controversy. Before we get started, let's get a quick overview of what we plan to cover as part of our presentation today. Before I introduce what this drug price controversy is all about, let's try to understand what the anaphylactic attacks are. These are life-threatening attacks which are caused by food items or medications or even insect bites. Now, these attacks are so severe that a person can die within minutes, and that makes it even more necessary to inject the epinephrine drug into the muscle. EpiPen is a convenient pen style design to inject the drug into a person's body. You can see it clearly in this image over here that a boy is using the EpiPen design to inject drug into his body. Now, who is Mylan? Mylan is a company who is producing these drugs. The reason it makes Mylan very popular is that Mylan is the only company selling these drugs in this format. When I say format, the design makes it easy for anyone and everyone to use it without any supervision from any physician, and hence the popularity among the consumer market.
So what's the big deal? Turns out EpiPen does have an impact. People affected last year reached close to 200,000, and that's not a small number. It goes on to show that the death count itself is reaching 100 per year, and we can clearly see a rise in prescriptions at 3.6 million in 2016. So it's not just the patients that actually get affected here. We talk about all the stakeholders. So when we bring like the creditors, the distributors, the insurers, along with, of course, the patients, customers, and doctors. So they're all affected by EpiPen. So because Mylan had such a big impact with their pricing, there was a class action lawsuit filed against them in October 17th, and this was in Northern California. So the primary allegation here was the unfair marketing lobbying to gain dominant position. To give you an example, Mylan allegedly lobbied with the FDA. So prior to 2007, the EpiPen was prescribed only to people who were severe sufferers of anaphylactic attacks. But then after Mylan successfully lobbied the FDA, this expanded their customer reach, and now they were just able to prescribe them to anybody who had the risk of anaphylactic attacks.
The other allegation was violation of the California Legal Remedies Act. Mylan conveniently classified EpiPen as generic drugs. This was intentional because this gave Mylan an undue advantage to get 13% rebate for the Medicaid state programs as opposed to paying 23% for a branded name drug. It also materially misrepresented reasons for increase in price hikes. The price hike since the time Mylan acquired the company was about 500%, and this was not followed by any justification from their side. Another misrepresentation included giving justification for why EpiPens were sold in 2 packs. Initially, when Mylan started selling out EpiPens, they were sold out in a pack of 1. But after the National Institute of Allergic and Infectious Diseases came out with a report that certain patients require more than 1 dosage, Mylan conveniently supported this by saying that they would be now selling EpiPen in just 2 packs as opposed to 1 pack. So this was under the California Legal Remedies Act that they had a couple of violations.
This doesn't end here. Under the unfair competition law, it prohibits unlawful, unfair, fraudulent business activities or procedures. So in the case of Mylan, he started the EpiPen for Schools program, which basically gave free EpiPens to schools as just to circumvent their pricing issues. So now the problem with that was, even though they gave these EpiPens, they still were contractually binding these schools from purchasing their competitors' products for at least, I think, 12 months. So
some of the other allegations mentioned in the class action lawsuit were the False Advertising Act and the Massachusetts Consumer Protection Act. With so many allegations from multiple stakeholders, Mylan clearly did not accept them. Instead, Mylan defended its own position by stating that it's a patented product, which means that they had the free right to price it however they want. Next, they spent a lot of money on research and development, and clearly that needed a lot of investment over the years. The outreach and marketing to create awareness also took a lot of their investment. When Mylan initially started off, it did not have outreach to multiple patients and physicians. This increased over time by collaborating with physicians and schools. Next, it points out the loopholes in the insurance system. It says that such a huge cost, which is over $600, is not completely gained by Mylan. Instead, there are various layers at which the cost is penetrated, and Mylan is not solely responsible for this. This is another statement from Mylan's CEO in one of the public statements, which clearly indicates that the defenses from Mylan kept on coming. This ends the legal analysis from our end. We will now be focusing on the ethical analysis.
Hi, I'm Sadamini, and me along with Shalini are going to do ethical analysis of the whole EpiPen story. We are going to take help of the ethical lenses and 4 values in tension, that is autonomy versus equality and rationality versus sensibility. Let's take a quick look at the timeline. We are going to analyze Mylan's ethical position when they first started off with EpiPen in 2007. We are then going to see the transition of their ethical position in the light of outrageous price hikes between 2009 to 2016. And then finally, we are going to talk of the remedies taken by Mylan. When Mylan first came up with EpiPen in 2007, they definitely adhered to their core values. They were being innovative by doing research and development in a niche space. Being in the healthcare industry, they believed that people will come first and the profits would follow. They were definitely making world a better place by coming up with a medicine that was going to be a remedy for over 200,000 children. With all these facts, we believe EpiPen and Mylan can be best analyzed using the reputation lens. Reputation lens is also associated with the theory of virtue ethics. Virtue ethics say that a person should continuously make a conscious effort of building a good moral character. Mylan demonstrated a good moral character by understanding needs of the community, by showing compassion and empathy to people, by coming up with a remedy for people's need.
To understand where Mylan stands and how they have deviated from their values, we would have to look at a few events that has happened in the timeline 2009 to 2016, and also we are going to look at some remedy measures taken by Mylan. We observe that there have been a couple of values in tension, autonomy and rationality. Let us see how. Mylan's slogan is "Seeing is believing." Through this slogan, they emphasize that they have been transparent in their products, quality, innovation. But this is not the case when it comes to the price of EpiPen. We do not know the spending for R&D, marketing and advertising. So from this we can see that Mylan has been prioritizing its own profits over people's welfare. It's not coincidental that during the same period of the price hike, the compensation package of Mylan's CEO went from $2.4 million to $18 million. So this again proves that Mylan has been looking out for its own good. There has been a steep rise in prices, but is it illegal? Let us look into a few facts to understand that. Mylan's injectors are patented, so it gives them the marketing exclusivity, and so they can set the price at any level they want. Hence, the steep rise in prices have been legal. Even if Mylan would claim that it is rational, it reveals the self-centered business motives of Mylan. Another interesting observation is that Mylan claims that they set the price only $275 for EpiPen pack, and it's the wholesale acquisition cost that raises the price to more than $600. Even then, the $274 pricing is not transparent, and the profit margin has raised from 8% to 60%. So there has been a steep difference in the production costs and selling costs. Let us look at some of the measures that have been taken by Mylan. First one is the My EpiPen Savings Card. The EpiPen Savings Card does reduce the money spent out of pocket by patients, but it increases the expenses for insurers. So this is going to come back as high premiums for the patients. This might solve the drug price hike for the time being, but it does not address the root cause. The EpiPen for Schools program is a program through which Mylan has given away 700,000 free EpiPens. But they have also made the schools sign an exclusionary contract which makes them use only EpiPens for 12 months. Though Mylan claims that this requirement has been eliminated, this again tells us that Mylan has been trying to promote its goods, and also it wants to reduce the bargaining power of the buyers as much as it can. These are the generic EpiPens. Again, there has been a business motive behind this. It is only to preemptively steal the market share from Teva Pharmaceuticals, who are trying to come up with a generic EpiPen. In light of all the facts that we have discussed, we believe that Mylan's current situation regarding EpiPen can be best viewed through the right lens. In the current scenario, let us look at what has been going right and what has gone wrong. Mylan has exercised its right of using its patents and setting high prices, and that seems to be right. They also give motivation for more R&D and innovation because of such an inspiring innovation. Let us see what has gone wrong.
So, parents have to buy multiple sets of the EpiPen. For example, one at the office, one at the school, and one at their homes. So what happens is then the economic burden grows probably by 3 times. The other thing is most of the drug cost has to be borne by the customers, as the insurance agencies are not covering it as much. Mylan always talks of access for its medicine. It says that EpiPen is available for every individual who really needs it. However, price of the product is so high that accessibility factor is completely trumped by the price factor.
As conclusion, we would like to propose a few ideas which would alleviate the drug price problem. The first, this is a representation of the expense breakdown for Mylan. We can see that Mylan's expenses for research and development has been very low when compared to the cost of sales. And this is a trend that has been observed in the pharmaceutical industry. We can see a few examples like Johnson & Johnson, Novartis, Pfizer, to name a few. So, what we would like to propose is that the US pharmaceutical companies should be federally required to increase the spending on R&D when compared to the marketing cost, so that it will help in the long run.
Our second suggestion is to increase funds for FDA to ensure faster approval rates when it comes to the patents. So the intent here is that more and more players would do research and development and jump into the pharmaceutical industry to break the monopolies, and this eventually, according to us, would reduce the drug prices. We've also been doing some research around how are drugs priced in other countries than US, and here is a quick comparison between Canada and US, where EpiPen is priced at $620 in US and the same thing is priced for just $290 in Canada. Some of the other countries like Norway and UK also have policies around capping the drug prices. So our final suggestion is that there has to be a policy enforcement that needs to be done around capping the drug prices so that such outrageous price hikes can be limited. Thank you.
Thank you.